So welcome, everyone. This is the regular monthly board meeting for the Tioga County Industrial Development Agency. It is Wednesday, August 3rd. Is it August 3rd? Yeah, it is. At 4:32 p.m. The meeting is hereby called to order. Christine, if you could do a roll call, please.
Jen Checkarelli.
Yes.
Kevin Gillette. Tracy Manell.
Yes.
John Moore.
Yes.
Aaron Gowan.
Yep.
Eric Knowles. Martha Stafford is excused.
We have no privilege of the floor this evening. Jamie wasn't available.
Correct.
Okay, that's fine.
Triple vote.
There. I'm immediately seeking a motion to approve the July board meeting minutes, please. How about a second? All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Moving on to the financials, any comments before we acknowledge the financials?
Question I had is railroad, they just behind, and there's no payment,
They get 60 days after the end of the month.
so they didn't pay anything during July.
I just received June payments today. They're today.
Yeah, I just noticed there was something between June state and July state.
Between June and then all I know is they're off the top.
Great.
Motion to acknowledge the
Financials, thank you. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Moving on to Leanne Tinney's report.
So just wanted to let the board know that we assisted the Best Bev. This is the business that's looking to lease the Waverly truck in Waverly. We with the CFP. Feedback. So they have a $15 million project looking for a little over 3 million in the capital funds, bringing 60 plus employees as part of phase 1 of their expansion into New York State. Village of Waverly, we are putting a letter of intent in to apply for New York Forward funds. This is similar to the DRI, but on a smaller scale of up to 4.5 million. So we will be assisting the village in putting that together. We are looking at also assisting with Village of Owego Restore projects. Property and maybe one other property owner looking to do a restore project, so we'll be helping out with that. And also have identified through a special restore project the state has rolled out, we're looking to assist possibly on the trails building. There's up to 10 million for property restoration there, so we're fingers crossed, we're doing that today.
Yes, please.
So let's see where that goes. Working with a housing developer, looking at projects in either the village or town of Owego. Talked with him again today, so it looks like there'll probably be something that we can go with there.
What? Oh my God.
You've been sitting in the Hubbard Auditorium where this thing was moved to. You know,
When it said on my invite.
just let me know.
Now,
My gosh.
Kevin knows better.
No, it said right on my invite.
Mine did too, changed to Hubbard Auditorium.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That's old. That's.
That's what's on mine too.
We are so happy to see the both of you.
We were having such a good time.
I
We didn't
thought
even
you
know we
were.
were gonna come.
I looked at the, he looks at it.
I thought I heard your voice. I was like, that's so scary.
I'm in the neighborhood. Just doing a drive-by.
Oh, dear.
Good to see
Well,
everybody.
meeting's half over. There you go.
Oh, the meeting.
Okay, we're ready to go.
Yeah, that's
I thought things were almost adjourned when they came.
Well,
We probably would be adjourned if you two had showed up.
we could go.
No,
All right.
No, we're on the minutes late.
Let's go. Leanne's in the middle of her report. We have to move on here.
Just wanted to let everybody know that we were successful in application to CDBG for the Radford Neighborhood Depot. We were awarded $3 million for on behalf of Radford for that project.
Nice.
Land bank, RFP has been issued looking for possible potential interested developers for the Temple and Liberty Street properties. Working on, possibility of grant funds for EV charging stations in Village of Owego and Village of Waverly. Wrapped up the work on the Village of Waverly Economic Impact report, so that it's in the final stages, they haven't approved it yet. So the last thing I wanted to bring forward is that through Southern Tier 8, we have an opportunity to have signage put up on IDA-owned properties, actually others, but today we're talking about IDA-owned properties. At no cost for creation or installation by the IDA. So I'm asking if there are 4 sites that have been noted as potential. So I am asking if you have interest in pursuing this for the Hess property. And I think there were maps attached. Everybody knows where they
There
are.
was, yeah.
You want to go back and take notes? I don't remember. Thank you.
The old barn, there's an old barn involved.
Yeah, that's right. Lopkey Berries on Stanton Hill Road, Buck Road, and the Rizzuto East site. So, you know, our initial thoughts. You know, Rizzuto East site, I'm not sure about that one because you can't really see it. And you can't be a strong road to see it, so I don't know if there's really interest there.
But that one's still leaning towards some type of residential.
Yes,
I mean, residential people are gonna see it.
okay.
You know, that,
If there's interest, I'll put them all in.
Big word for me in that, free.
I know it.
I like that word.
If they're willing to do it,
Free. and
go
labor.
for it.
Labor.
No
Now we know
harm, no
where it is.
foul. Have at it.
Okay. So I'll work with Christine, then we'll get information together on each of these.
the other thing, signs that was when the person next door sees the signs, sometimes it's like, I want to have that myself, and then whatever I'm doing, so. Right now, it's just land, right?
Right.
Stand out there cheering.
I'm thinking that what we have to say on some of them might be different. For instance, on the Buck Road property, if we go forward with we're awarded the preliminary engineering study money for Buck Road, that might not say available, might say future development of, or something like that. So it can say whatever we want it to say. So Christine and I will work on it, and we'll bring something back and make sure you guys are okay with it. Go forward from there. That's all I have.
How about a little mention of what's going on in Nichols tomorrow night, the 7 o'clock meeting?
So the Connect All project in the town of Nichols for broadband expansion. We are having a public meeting tomorrow at the Fire Hall at 7 o'clock. It's for Nichols residents, town and village, to gather more information about potential to sign up for internet service in those unserved and underserved, and actually overbuild in some areas as well. So choice between Spectrum and another.
I thought it was nice that Nichols got a board.
And they're building. It's so rare that we can say in 1 month, this is what we're going to do, and then actually start it the next month. I mean, they are putting fiber up right now.
Yeah, they said in this summer, so it's August.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's thingy.
Good.
Cell service, any part of that? Or no, there's just internet hardware.
Just internet, as far as I know. I can ask tomorrow night.
It's just it's something that's come up in the public safety meetings about all the dead spots, you know what I mean? Even in like villages and like I have a school that is totally, like, you know what I mean? It's when you start thinking about how we operate. I got no cell service in a school with 300 kids and like nothing within 2 blocks. It's in the middle. It's not Lincoln Street. Bizarre.
Yeah, Tioga doesn't have cell service. either.
Tioga Central. So something goes, you know what I mean? And if you're
Nothing wrong with those kids not having a cell phone.
well, I get that.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Well, that's the one part, but the other piece is that those phones go out and like I had fire. And the phones were deactivated. fire in that school, and I'm trying to talk on, I can't talk on my cell phone, I couldn't notify anybody, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm 200 yards down Lincoln Street before I can get to 911. Right, like, I mean, yeah, the part of me as a teacher is like, I got no issue with this. The part of me sitting there with the public safety pieces, that's
critical.
yeah, that's an issue.
And nothing but itself become everybody's primary goal.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
Unless you don't have service.
that's
Yeah, service. And you got the right.
I'll ask the question here.
yeah, just, I mean, and I know we're not alone, like I talked to some of these other educators. That's an issue.
They can throw extenders in those. So,
Yeah, no, that's the weird one, like, the whole center. Yeah, it is, yeah.
some of all our stuff over there,
I think we're doing Bitcoin. We're sucking up all your.
Project updates?
So Eagle Garden 2. We haven't entered or executed the escrow agreement yet. Joe did review the language on it. He approves the escrow agreement language. He intends to follow up with the Suez attorney requesting them to split the escrow agent fees with us, although he anticipates a no response. He's going to try and ask anyway, and ask for an estimate of those fees to be paid by the IDA before ultimately we sign it, just to make sure they're within a reasonable range. The project is currently held up by NICEAG not installing the meter box. This is the most recent project schedule revision from Fagan Engineers, basically showing everything highlighted yellow. Right here, 1.11 is the NICEAG installing the meter, and everything highlighted yellow after that hinges on that being done and can't go forward until it is complete. That's been held up by Suez, now titled Veolia, and NICEAG not agreeing on the easement language. So that's been a standstill for a couple months. We're pushing them to agree or contact PSC. So Leanne pushed up today and said, if you can figure this out, we're going.
Start slapping. Jeez, mediated.
So we're hopeful that that will put enough pressure that one of them budgets and that can proceed. Jamie from Fagan has completed his final review regarding our reimbursable costs, and those will be entered into the final developer agreement revision. So that's moving along fine, and we will need those figures and put into the final escrow agreement as well. Other than that, we're really just waiting on that NICEAG meter box to move. Really the only other payment that we dispersed on this project so far since last month has been $20,000 to Fagan. And Robinson's held up on a payment out because Jamie has been reviewing the two most recent change orders, and we'll get those final costs from Jamie, and then we will finally take them out. He was reviewing it and hopes to whittle it down at least a little bit for us. That's all I have for Legal Gardens 2 update. So on to new business, we have the Chamber Stakes event on 9/24. I'm just seeking in first, so that is on, starts at 11. The award ceremony is at 1 o'clock, and then some entertainment thereafter. I'm seeking information as to which board members might like to attend that. They offer some sponsorship opportunities. So if, 4 or 6 or more of us would like to go, and sorry, I'm rambling. There's 2 questions. Do you want to attend and do you want to sponsor?
I think minimally, you and I should have.
Yeah, that was nice.
If anybody else wants to join, absolutely. I think it'd be nice to have, maybe 4 of us there.
where is this?
It's a Tioga Dam.
I'm out of the seat.
Yeah, that's right.
For that, I already know, but.
I got root canal that day.
This is
Pretty sure I got a root canal then.
This is a nice event, though. It's not an evening.
Go ahead and enjoy yourself.
All right.
No takers.
What time is it?
It starts at 11. I was just kicking myself out.
August.
It is.
No,
No, that's not, it's not Saturday. It's a weird day.
That
It is.
is right.
Yeah. Football game.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah, I would, I meant like that. It's not a big deal.
Christine, I think that you and I should go, and I don't necessarily think we have to sponsor anything, but I think we should probably, like you and I get tickets.
Hey, Joe, you're looking good, and you would look really good at this event.
Hold on.
Yeah, but he charges.
Yeah, at least he had a clock.
Man, we missed everything.
Don't delete Joe.
No, he was laughing.
All right.
We didn't
No,
hear
I'm
him.
here. That's why I'm here. I'm working on my tan, so I'll look good at that.
Joe, just so you know, I have you muted because you have a loop of sound. So
Oh, okay.
It's the
unmute you.
motion pouring in the background.
So if you need to say anything, you need to wave your arms and then we'll.
Okay. I'll jump up and down.
Okay,
I can't wait. That'd be better.
I want to see that happening. Thought he was.
okay. Thanks. So Jen and I will attend. Anybody else?
That's, I know, that's something. I didn't
Doesn't
realize
have root canals, let me know. Next up, corporate sign drive. The photo here of the new sign next to the old sign. Here's our old sign, here's our new sign.
that's a great comparison right there.
Upstate removed our old sign on our behalf. And there's a Tioga County Emergency Services insert still needed here. I'm helping to coordinate that. It was missed. No big deal.
No, yeah, we're not.
No, it's not that, right?
They were moving the electric from the old sign to the new sign.
So is it what?
I was told that was the intention. I don't know that it's been done yet.
Have you noticed, Megan, when you come by?
No, I
haven't noticed. I usually in the morning.
I'm thinking they didn't, I'm thinking they.
Not fall yet, but it'll get dark.
Yeah, look, my wife.
Looks really good.
What's next, Christine?
Thanks, Jen.
7:30.
So up next, new information. So Norwesco right here on Corporate Drive has requested Gary Hammond give them a curb cut right here on our property, the railroad right of way. When Tioga County redoes this, they're adding a bunch of concrete barriers and curbs to cut down on the water and the pothole issue. So they're making that road thinner. And Norwesco's widening this driveway, hoping that it can manage their transport and storage. They don't want to actually use this curb cut anytime in 2022, but they're having it put in as a backup in case their bigger driveway doesn't solve all their issues. They're going to come back to us and ask for permission to put in a roadway from here to their parcel. And they now know that this is actually our land and that they need to talk to us before they put that in.
Don't they want to exit their traffic out there and reroute it as opposed to the way that it is now? Something like that? Reading.
He said it's basically yes. If they can't handle both their storage and their exiting all through their widened driveway, then they will come back to us and ask. That's road in. So they didn't really did not realize that this curb cut wasn't on their property until I contacted them just to see what their intentions were with that.
That's the line right up alongside the building.
Yeah, so this is our line, and apparently this little section of their building's on our land too.
Hmm.
They didn't know that. So it's just the FYI, let you know that that's.
So it's on the right of way of the railroad.
Mhm.
So in actuality, you don't have to get permission.
It's 25 feet in the center in either direction, right? Am I correct in that statement?
It varies.
I hope so, because I built my kilns 50 feet.
Joe's talking.
Joe's.
Joe,
So you're hoping you're right. So-
unmute Joe.
Oh,
So RJ Corman already approved this curb cut. They didn't approve clearly the roadway that hasn't been asked for yet.
Keep trying to talk.
It does vary depending on the roadway. And so if they're telling you it's 25, it probably is, but it might not be in your area. Kevin, if I
Yeah.
follow the conversation correctly.
Well, I asked them when we built the bridge here, and that's what I was told, 25 from the center of the tracks in either direction, but that's not to say it's not different in the town of Weed. I
Yes.
don't know.
All along the line it varies.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna-
Man, we don't have a problem with that.
Oh, no,
No.
issue.
Out there, they're cut anywhere they want.
But the question was, you have to get permission for a railroad or, you know, but if it's, I think if it's outside of their purview, their purview, then we would worry about it.
And just so you know, the railroad, I did ask them and they're okay with that going in at least. Okay. Any thoughts on a roadway later?
They would have to pay for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. On to pilot updates. Sales tax exemptions are all within their limits. Still haven't heard on the Richford Railroad FEMA grant. Emergency services. So the ARC grant for the engineering design for the industrial hub up road to speculative 40,000 square foot building has been submitted. We had a estimate provided by Larson Design Group on that and looking forward to being approved so we can get the studies done. Those studies would provide the plan and the estimated cost. I think I already did that. ESD grant application was submitted for preliminary engineering study to extend water to Raymond Hadley. So this study will investigate extending it from the town of Van Ness to the village of Spencer, also village of Spencer having their own independent system, perhaps Raymond Hadley having their independent system on their own. So it's going to look into various options, find the most feasible option and detail it out with cost estimates and effect to the community details.
That's gonna be an interesting project, working with that in the town of Spencer.
I already gathered that with our initial meeting with Larson Designs Group Engineer and the town of Van Ness Public Works and Water Department, and they were already indicating, you know, that that's a big deal to the village residents
Yes.
and the town residents. So,
Well, I read it with this couple of times. I don't know, be interested to see what happens. I mean, you guys might have to decide someday. You never know. I'm just trying to figure where.
No, I'm just like, we all say, like,
Just backing up a little bit, I had a note, to mention that a meeting with RJ Corman has been set up August 16th.
thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yes. Yes. Mickey, Kevin and Marty, and at least 2 RJ Foreman reps will be there.
Yep.
And so here's the ARC grant agreement for, so regarding the workforce coordinator position, ED&P has submitted a grant prior seeking funding. It's been approved and will offset the Hooker Foundation contribution. The grant is under the name of the IDA. And so I'm seeking board permission. Joe's already approved this agreement. I added this, you did not receive this in your email. Seeking permission to have Marty Sakurai execute this.
You need a motion for this? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, please.
Move that we hold this purposes of executing the grant.
Can I have a second, please?
second.
Thank you. All in favor? Opposed?
Sounded nice, and most of you guys haven't worked with Sean Lanning. I don't know how much he's been
No.
with outside of, but I've been on work with him pretty closely on this. It's the workforce development strategy.
Mhm. I was gonna ask if maybe Britt could send something out to the committee, giving us like a little update. Sure. What he's doing, because I kind of lost track of him, you know, after he got hired and.
I'll tell you, the stuff that he was on population and, just putting everybody in the same spot, reaching out to these different companies, what their needs are, what their projected needs are, so. It's pretty valuable stuff, superintendents are pretty excited about it, because he's kind of giving us some areas how to really say.
I don't see it, so.
Yeah.
I'm pretty glad to hear that.
He helped us with our.
Oh, that's great.
So anyway, back to RJ Cohn. In the past, years ago, Steve Mayo was once a year. He does talk to the board about what's happening, what he would see. And I think RJ Cohn about it. Unless they disappear.
So you'd like to hear them address the full board after the railroad?
It'd be nice to.
You know, you could bring that up at the meeting, you know, like maybe a yearly update would be a really great thing.
February, March time, right?
Well, I think it's kind of important that we went in at a certain level. It's like,
And that's, I think, this month.
Yeah, and that's our biggest.
Most consistent.
Your income, right? Yeah, that's the recurring income.
The light on.
I'm not gonna be salting your points this year, but next year. So it starts becoming a.
I think I'll entertain a motion to move into executive session. Like, I'm gonna ask you to leave, but not right
Second.
now. I'm just a little bit. You already got the door.
Okay, let me pause this recording.
All right, we'll resume our regular meeting. Does anybody else have anything that they would like to discuss in regular session? We do. I will entertain a motion to, for the IDA to contribute $20,000 to the economic development specialist position.
So moved.
I have a second.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Thank you.
That's all.
Just to let everybody know you were going to be in.
Yes, I'll be out next.
I had a note.
All right, what are you doing? Going up with y'all?
Oh, you got your face up there?
Christine's on her way.